entertainment, current events, and Hollywood. Don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha Bean, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
Eddie, my name is Eddie. I go by Thxrsday, but you can refer to me as Eddie for right now.
Welcome. I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning charts our trajectory in life, our little habits we pick up along the way, follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about your childhood. What was that like growing up, and how did you find your way into doing music?
Wow, my childhood. We're bringing it to the beginning. Okay. Well, I feel like music has always been incorporated in my life since like a really, really young age. Like I had an uncle who played guitar really well, like the most, like I feel like the best guitarist I've ever heard. Obviously, he's my uncle, but he played the guitar very well. And my mom and my dad and my brother and my uncles, I feel like we've always had a natural ear for like good music. It didn't matter, what type of music. If it was good, we were listening to it. So I feel like at a very young age, I definitely got introduced to all kinds of music very young and fell in love at a very young age.
Yeah, I love that. For people discovering you for the first time, who is Thxrsday?
Who was Thxrsday? Man, Thxrsday, I feel like Thxrsday is definitely somebody who is more open and expressive for who they, who they're, what they're feeling and who they are. I feel like Eddie is more reserved and more private. I feel like Thxrsday kind of definitely allows me to be more comfortable in expressing how I'm feeling or different situations that, I've gone through. Thxrsday, I feel like Thxrsday just came about as I got older. As I got more mature, I feel like Thxrsday came about for sure.
Nice. What drew you to that name, if I may ask? Like I always wonder like the story behind the artist's name.
That's a great question. It comes from two things. My biggest inspiration for music is The Weeknd, and my
Uh,
favorite mixtape, my favorite album that he ever put out is Thxrsday,
hmm.
and that mixtape in itself resonates to me in a very deep way. And without without planning or anything, when I was in high school, Thxrsday for me and my friends was the day to let loose, go out, have fun, whatever. And without like just it being that day, just nobody had things going on. And that was just the day that we all just linked up and, go have fun.
Yeah.
And I feel like in life, for not just me, but I feel like for a lot of people, I feel like people are very excited to see the day Thxrsday in itself. I feel like Thursday during the week, working a 9 to 5, Thursday is that milestone of like, okay, the week's almost over. Friday's almost here.
Right. You're on that. You're at that. You're like, okay, we're almost there. We're right there. I love that. I love that. You were born in Colorado, but raised in Tennessee, which I've actually lived in Colorado Springs for about 2 years, some years ago, and I love Tennessee. How did those different environments shape you as an artist?
So Colorado, the environment in Colorado, like when I grew up, where I grew up in Colorado, started off not in a very nice area.
Mm.
Um, and then moved to, somewhere nicer, and then I feel like the environment Colorado gave was definitely a different environment that Tennessee gave. Colorado was more, city life, everybody's up, moving around, go, 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 basically. Tennessee is more of just slow living, chill, don't have to stress a lot, that nobody's really worried about anything here. And I feel like those two environments play a big role in my music. You have different songs that have that upbeat energy, and you
Yeah.
have different songs that make you really be like, okay, let me slow down and enjoy life for what it is right now in this moment. You know.
I love that. I love that. Yeah. Yeah, it's a definitely it's one is definitely slower than the other for sure. But I really enjoy Tennessee. Tennessee's kind of a vibe.
I like Tennessee. I do. I like it for the nature aspects. I love just being out in nature and just the trees. I love being in the middle of the woods for real.
Thank you. I like a little good hike. A nice hike is good. Hiking is my thing. I like it's my jam for sure. You mentioned The Weeknd as your Lincoln, someone that, inspires you and the artists that you really are inspired by, like Kendrick Lamar or, Juice World. Um, what have you taken from each of them, would you say, as an artist? Or what, yeah, because I think people that we are inspired by that there's just something in that you resonate within yourself with, right? With that person. So what would that be, would you say, for
I
yourself?
feel like the weekend. So I'll dive into each because the weekend, Kendrick, Juice, X as well.
X, yeah.
Were the four big inspirations for me to, in my sound. The weekend made me feel, to not be scared for the feelings or emotions that you're feeling. It's okay to fuck up. It's okay to oh sorry.
No, you're good.
Sorry, I don't know. I'm sorry. But okay to mess up. It's okay to make mistakes or whatever. And it's okay to feel that way. It's
Hmm.
okay to mess up sometimes. Juice World kind of made me feel not alone in the aspect of addiction. In high
Hmm.
school, I was addicted to drugs. I was addicted. I struggled for a long time. I think 5 years. 5 years. I struggled for a little bit. So Juice World gave me kind of like a sense of you're not alone. It'll be
Yeah.
all right. You know what I mean? Um, X definitely brought the diversity into play.
Yeah.
He was somebody that you could throw him on, some heavy metal,
Yeah.
hard rock, track, and he'll kill it. And then he'll go and do reggaeton and he'll kill that too. Um, so I feel like X definitely showed me that the diversity that he could, and something like me, I feel like, because I come from a Latino background,
Okay.
um, so I feel like diving into reggaeton or whatever, um, I definitely have that sense of familiar. Ah, dang. See, can't say the word right now.
Familiarity. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah.
I'm very familiar in that sense of diversity with music.
I love that.
Like I said, from a child too, and then Kendrick Lamar, he brings that kind of that rap culture, that old school West Coast, because obviously I'm
Yeah.
from that side of the nation. He brings my love of rap music into my music.
Yeah.
I got introduced to rap music from my brother at a very young age,
Hmm.
and didn't understand it, didn't really know what was going on, but I loved it. I know I
Hmm.
loved it.
Hmm.
And when Kendrick came out, it definitely was, like I said, that West Coast vibe that I feel like a lot of people miss. And I hold that true to my heart for sure. Kendrick is
I
definitely
love
somebody
that.
that I love.
Yeah, I love Kendrick too. I think I don't know, I think rap has, and I don't know if you agree with this, but I think music in general has kind of stepped away from um having a message these days. A lot of people just want
Mhm.
to hear the beat and just go. But I think the times that we're living in are just so I think a lot of people are kind of want a sense of peace or some type of relief. So, your Kendricks, it's, I don't know, it's somehow is music. And I also think that's also with The Weeknd too. It speaks to
Yeah, yeah.
that subconscious of your mind, like of self,
Mhm.
in a deeper way. And I don't know, this just kind of, I think people like that, I'm glad music is kind of in that direction and there's a place for it. If that makes sense.
No, yeah, and that's absolutely what I wanna bring to the table is
Yeah.
having a message with every song.
Yeah.
Um, and I feel like the message can be different from other people. You know,
Hmm.
I can hear a Kendrick song and think of regret, or
Yeah.
somebody could think of it as something else. Whatever.
Yeah.
Um, I definitely want to bring back having a message in a song for sure, regardless if it's a hip hop song, rock song, or whatever, or R&B song. I definitely want messages and stories, especially
Yeah.
like J Rock, somebody who I listen to as well, who works with Kendrick. Um, in one of his lines, he says, if you hear my CD, I can paint a picture beautiful, more beautiful than Mona Lisa or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's what I kind of want to bring to my music. And that's something that I feel like I do bring, most definitely. If you hear on my album that's coming out later this month, um, there's a song called "What Are You After?"
Mm.
That paints a picture in itself. Like, I'm not even going to describe what the song or the story or
Yeah.
whatever. Listeners can literally just listen to that song and know exactly what I'm talking about and
Hmm.
see the picture that I'm painting through my music for
Love
sure.
that. I love that. And congratulations for it to be almost out. That's exciting.
It's been rough. It's getting there. It's getting there. We had some problems. We've had some stumbles, but it's okay.
That's
It's
right.
locked in. We're good. August 28th
Oh,
is the set date. Is the set date.
that's exciting. That's really exciting. You said music is almost like therapy, right? For you. What can you say through a microphone that you might not be able to say to another person?
Man, either things that I might like. For example, another example, overthink. I
Mm,
was able to. It's kind of a pair contrast of a relationship of a situation that I went through here recently, and it was reflecting two parties, right?
right.
Me owning up the mistakes or things that I've done,
Hmm.
and um, feeling that sense of being pushed apart,
Mm,
but never really feeling that way. Yes, you guys are apart, but no, deep down, kind of like a soul ties thing, kind of like soul
yeah.
ties.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you're at in your life, whether that's together or apart, y'all will always find each other. Y'all will always come back
Mm,
and regroup. Y'all will
interesting.
always come back, regroup, and you know, I guess rekindle, reconnect. You know,
Yeah. I love that. I love that.
and I feel like that's definitely something that I cannot say to somebody. Like, that's something that'd be hard for me to kind of describe my feelings in that type of situation. Um, so I feel like putting that into a song or recording that definitely is a way of for my therapy. That's my therapy.
Hmm. Do you think that, and this is a very, actually very, I'm kind of going to go off a little bit what you just said about, um, that guys always find each other. Do you think true love is always like that? However it ends, is it, or does it actually ever end if it's true love?
That's that's a great question. So, in my opinion, I feel like true love never really ends.
Hmm.
I feel like everybody has that one person in their life, whether they meet them or not. Some people end up going their whole lives without meeting that one person,
Hmm.
and that's okay. And that's okay. But I feel like there's definitely that one person for everybody in this planet that
Interesting.
when you meet them, it doesn't feel like anything else. It's that type of love that you just know will not go away. It will never go away.
Interesting. It's an
Which
interesting point.
concludes which concludes into it's forever. Love will always be forever, no matter what.
All right. That's a great answer. Um, that could be a whole nother podcast episode, honestly.
No, for real.
Um, that you said learning that, you said hearing that guitar led you to telling the truth on a mic. Um, what truth did you need to get out for yourself?
Just some demons locked away for real.
Yeah.
if you hear the song, you'll definitely hear the picture and see the story for what I'm saying and what I'm talking about. It's definitely something that I struggle with and have struggled with my whole life is just being open, opening
Yeah.
up with things that I've gone through or my emotions, period. And when I hear music, when I hear, like you said, when I hear that guitar or, a beat or a melody, it brings, depending on the melody, it's every melody is different, obviously, but it'll bring either a feeling that is the same as a situation that I went through in the past or current,
Hmm.
or it might bring up a memory from the past. Um, and it just plays like a movie in my head, just right
Mm.
then and there. If I hear a track or, a melody, it plays the memory or the feelings just come back like a movie, like I'm reliving it or, rewatching it.
Yeah.
Um, so
Wow.
it definitely brings out some true honesty into my songs when I hear that specific melody or specific sound, whatever. It just naturally brings it out, you
Yeah.
know.
And I commend artists, and I think being an artist, what you do is you guys do live and you have to kind of come from that emotional um, perspective because that's how people will connect to what you're saying, and it is being vulnerable and it is scary to put yourself out there, especially in such a weird world that we live in where the people are always having their own perceptions of what something is and how you're coming at it. But so I commend you guys. What you do is it's definitely not for the faint of heart to be in your emotions. I couldn't do it. But I commend you putting your emotions out there. It's pretty brave.
It's it's definitely hard, like you said. Just people have a hard time doing that, and I'm sure for you, it's the same way. You hear a song and you connect to it emotionally on an emotional aspect, and I think music is. I feel like people either need to listen to music more
Yeah.
to kind of help with things that they're going through, regardless of what it is.
Hmm.
Music is definitely a way to help people feel,
Yeah.
not alone or whatever. Feel comfortable.
Yeah, definitely. When you're writing, and I'm curious, do you like what's your process like? Because I love to ask people when they're writing songs or, do you have like are you sitting down, putting on candles? Like, how is that process like for you?
Man, I honestly, the only process that I know is I have to be alone with, my setup, my microphone, everything that I got. I have to be alone, just by myself, and I wish I could freestyle. I wish I really do. I wish I could be like Lil Wayne and Juice WRLD. I wish I could. But it just starts off with, whatever just comes to mind in
Yeah.
that particular time. It could be literally the first, I don't know, two lines could then lead into a story. Or as I record kind of like a flow or just kind of like just flowing on the beat or whatever, and I go back and re-listen to it, I might pick up words that kind of sound like what I was trying to say,
Right.
or something. I'll just pick up things and take my time and actually write down, what I'm feeling at the time or what
Oh,
I'm going through at the time. Actually sit there and write and take the time to actually like think and make something special, make it special. And I'm not saying freestyling isn't special at all.
yeah.
Just me personally, I can't freestyle, and I guarantee you, if I could freestyle, it would make the workflow a lot easier.
Right? Yeah, I think I saw something like, was it Jay-Z? Like he went into the booth. It was like one of his old ones, and he's like, they're like, whoa. And he was like, yeah, that was just off the top of my head. I was like, what?
Literally, I don't understand how
Uh,
Jay Z and Lil Wayne can do that so easily. Like it's so crazy, and not to like I said, writing and freestyling are both special in their own ways.
yeah.
The fact that
definitely.
you can come up with that on the spot, just raw, means that you're more in tune with your emotions than I am, probably.
Right? Right? It's crazy. Yeah, and I'm curious because I love asking this question to artists, especially, because I'm from the film world, so it's a little different, but I think that they're similar but different in different ways. In the film world, I mean, I've been almost in film for about almost 20 years now.
Uh,
And I'm curious for you now that, you're in this music world and, your work, especially the indie music side is, I don't think people understand how much work goes into putting everything together,
no,
your
yeah.
artistry, your work. Have you have you experienced the I don't know. Are you the kind of artist that really do you like the independent side of like the freedom that you have, but also getting signed one day to be a part of the machine? Do you kind of say, well, you want to stay in that middle where you can do both, but still have that freedom?
I do, and that's something that I've kind of like contemplated in my head for like the longest time. 2023 was the year that I genuinely wanted to focus as an artist.
Yeah.
I started off producing, stuff like that. 2023 was definitely the year where I started focusing as an artist. And that was a big question for me. Okay, if you want to be an artist,
Yeah.
are you going to be independent or are you going to sign with somebody? And though I love being independent, and I feel like regardless if I get signed or not, um, I will still be independent. A, I know how to make my own beats.
Hmm.
B, I write my own lyrics. And C, the mixing and audio engineer in the studio. So I do
Yeah.
everything myself.
Yeah.
Um, I do think that having a team behind you, taking care of things that you can't really take care of,
Hmm.
is needed 1000%. And I
Yeah.
feel like doing that independently, you can do it. I'm not saying you can't. It's hard. It's really
Mm.
hard.
Hmm.
I have a buddy named Tanner Frick. He was actually on The Voice. Shout out Tanner Frick.
Hey,
Um,
shout out.
but me and him, we talk about all the time how hard it is to be an independent artist and to then go through and go through life like he has a child, I have a child, and it's hard to balance everything.
Hmm.
It's really hard. So now that's just the recording process of it. That's just me
Yeah.
wanting to sit down and make some songs and stuff. Um, that's not including, okay, now reaching out to, you know, events, people who host events or, things like that. Getting in contact with people like yourself,
Hmm.
to sit here and talk to me for a little bit.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I'd really love to have somebody who can do that on the side while I'm also focusing on creating, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm definitely on both sides of the fence. Definitely independent is good, but I'm also definitely more than willing to sign, just to have that team, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's I definitely I think there's something beautiful about the independent side. I think the freedom of it is really great. And then of course, it's like even, when I did a film for a really big production, like a huge studio, and it was like a lot of the things that I wanted to put in, I couldn't do it because of course, it's like, well, they got the money, so I guess I got to compromise. So I think it's that thing of that nice balance, right? Of like finding that contract that you still have a sense of yourself, and you're not kind of
Right.
feeling like you're not being your complete self when you're doing
No,
those
yeah,
contracts. So yeah,
absolutely.
it's a process. But hey, you're on the right track. You're doing it. You're making good music, and you're having fun. I think if you love what you do, right, then it's really not work, I guess.
1000%. Like when I sit down here and I want to either come up with a project or come up with a single or or something, I don't feel like I'm pushing a boulder
Yeah.
uphill mentally. You know what I mean? It feels like it's just flowing. I'm just free. I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. What advice would you give to, a person that wants to, that kid or young boy, young girl that wants to get into the music world? What advice did you give them?
Man, that's a great question. I would say to not be scared
Mm.
and to literally put your face out there. I feel like the biggest challenge for me is I am camera shy. So this is all like a brand new experience for me. This
All
whole
right.
thing, this
I would have
whole
never
journey
thought. I
with
would have never
being
thought.
but I feel like definitely don't be scared and put yourself out there, because if you put art and music out there and there's no face or character or somebody that they can, you know, post that art with, they can, have, whatever, have the creator right there. I feel like a lot of people are scared to put their face out there, and that
Mm.
limits their, I guess, projection. I feel like once I started putting my face out there and getting more comfortable and, being more comfortable on camera, whatever, definitely boost a lot of engagement on social media pages, SoundCloud, whatever. I feel like once I put my face out there and people know who I am and knew that there's a face to this music,
Yeah,
it definitely helped the projection for sure. So I'd say don't be scared and put your face out there. Literally,
that's good.
everybody wants to see what you look like.
Right, right. Great advice. Great advice. Where can people
Mhm.
find you on social media to follow everything you have going on?
You can find me PROD and then Thursday, and then the U is a X. You can literally find me anywhere: YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever. It doesn't. I'm on everywhere.
I love it.
Uh, yeah.
I love that. Last final question, and we're closing it out. And there's no wrong answer, I promise. The three levels of influence: money, power, and respect. If you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
Money, power, or respect. Three. The third one, respect.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you have respect, regardless of who it comes from, I mean, think about it. Let's say I meet Jeff Bezos and he respects me as a person. That opens up doors
Yeah,
to the money and then possibly power. You never know. So I feel like respect definitely brings the other two. So I pick respect for sure.
love it. Well, great answer. Thank you
Thank
so much for
you.
coming on. This was a pleasure. It was fun.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this opportunity for sure. This is a
Awesome.
great experience. This is my very first ever
Oh,
doing anything like this. So,
well, great. I hope it was well, great. You're a natural. I think you're good. I would have never thought, honestly.
well, thank you. Thank you. That means a
Absolutely.
lot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on, and thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.